Part 2, Kiara's back. Don't you understand? There's no time for lack. Mercury retrograde. Yes, we say goodbye. Aries season. The whole world is on high. Don't fry Saturn, Neptune. Don't you see that she was born in June? The Gemini, you know, Libra Rising. The Sagittarius Moon. Her knowledge is surprising. She may be young, but she's got all the facts. Spiritually connected. Syntax. No errors, no mistakes. Can't you just see? Tonight we're going to break it down. Our knowledge is love, B. Astrology, spirituality, and more. The esoteric occult knowledge. Do you want some more? This new energy we got to see. How can we manage it and work with it, B? Uranus and Gemini is coming soon. Got a few weeks in April, so we could just swoon. Prepare, meditate, levitate, and see. It's time for us to all be more than great, B. Yeah. Kiara's here. Time to start the show. Let's reappear.
Nice.
Knowledge. What's up, y'all? Derek Taylor, BigEAstro Tonight on episode 437. I have my friend returning. Oh my gosh, Kiara Kyan. She is the interdimensional medium, metaphysical coach, author, and so much more. And we're going to have some fun with some readings tonight. I present to you guys, Miss Kiara. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the show.
Doing awesome. It's cool that we are doing our episode today because it's actually my beautiful grandma's birthday. So that is
happy birthday, Grandma.
I don't know if she's in the chat, but woohoo.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, hopefully she watches on the replay. Yeah, oh my God. So my father's birthday is tomorrow. I know like a bunch of Aries of birthdays, all different days. So I'm all about the Aries season. You know what I mean? It's the real new year, the equinox, Aries season, astrological new year. And we need a rebirthing, right? Things have been really challenging and hard. And so kind of before we step forward and get to everybody and hello to everybody in the chat, people coming, how have you sort of integrated into this Aries season after the eclipses, the Mercury retrograde, Mercury's still in Pisces to April 10th. How have you been handling all these energies?
It has been challenging. I'm sure for you guys too. Everybody who's probably going to watch the replay, it's been challenging to say the least.
Yeah.
But the main thing is like navigating. We were talking about this like together where it's like, be gentle, be kind to yourselves, like relax, breathe through it. There are some challenges. There's a lot of stuff coming in, but if we breathe through it, it should be good.
I love that. And you know, it's so funny that you say that because that's what I've been telling people to do. We've got to breathe. We've got to meditate. Even, you know, the veil is really thin with the Mars in Pisces, North Node, conjunct Mercury, that energy still. We also need to not just have the compassion and empathy for ourselves, but we got to start to like smile at one another. Like let the human beings be human, right? And realize that we're all just trying to do our best, right? We're not going to get into the negativity, but you know what the world's going through with all this war and violence and chaos. And there's a lot of instability, which makes me think about Uranus in Taurus at 20 degrees on its way to 29th degree. So April leading up to the 25th, we are going to have a lot of fluctuation, right? With the stock market, our values, our resources, food, hashtag New Earth, everything. What are you feeling in the Akashic and just energetically in terms of this shift? Are better days ahead, or we got a little bit more rough terrain to kind of hone in?
I have been working with a lot of clients and then also people that I follow who are really cool astrologers. You could check out one of the women I follow is Danielle Page. There's just a lot of change coming. So for us, like, I don't want to say like it's going to be negative or positive. It's just like navigate the challenges as they come at you, kind of like an ocean wave or like the spray, right? Mm-hmm. There will be things that we have to let go of. Like all of our systems are changing. Everything is changing. We're in the new age of Aquarius. I wish that song would play with us, but we're definitely in the new age of Aquarius. So it's like Aquarius rules technology. It rules taking an old system and transforming it into something new. So all of our fields are changing. You're going to have medical changes. You're going to have even our government changes, money, you name it. So my thing that I would tell all of you, and that I'm doing too personally, find your happy stuff that you love and adore. Make sure that you're doing those things every single day, or at least once a week, to try to embrace like joy and play in your life, and then navigate all of the waves as they come, and try not to attack other people or yourself.
I like that. That's very helpful and very true. Everybody in the chat, you guys can ask some questions and stuff. So, I wanted to tap into, before we kind of talk about the equinox and Aries season, you are a very talented lady. You've got your own, is it Oracle or Tarot card deck? And you just recently, I want you to talk about that, but also share with everybody your book, Cosmic Connections. Where can they get it? And tell us all that they can learn in the book.
So I have actually been working on, have you heard of the School Network?
Yeah, I know School, yeah.
So I just joined it. If you guys do want to check out the school, I will be putting all of my book information in teachings on the school, and the school is SKOOL. Yeah. But the Cosmic Connection book you guys can get on Amazon, or you can get it on my website at crystalprophecy.live. But you can also just type in Cosmic Connection and then last name Adams, and it'll come up immediately. The book itself is basically teaching you to explore your psychic potential. It shows different practitioners that I've researched throughout all of time who have contributed to learning different techniques and tools. One of the main people is like Dolores Cannon, Edgar Cayce, Carl Jung, people like that. What they gave to us, and it navigates the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual tools. So you guys can learn, I want to learn how to use my clairs. What is a clair? It's in there. You're like, I want to learn how to do divination. It's in there. You want to learn how to do tarot. It's in there.
And I like that. You know what's so great? Because you mentioned last time when you were on that when you were the little spiritual, wild 10-year-old girl, that you didn't have this like how-to guide book. And so you've kind of brought in some of your own thoughts, but some of the information and knowledge from, legendary practitioners like the ones you mentioned, so that everybody kind of in one space has like a how-to guide to step into, if you just had an awakening or you want to learn metaphysical gifts or different tools and things. And so that's really, really powerful and beneficial. What type of feedback are you getting from people? Are they like kind of loving like how you've presented and organized this for people to learn?
Some of the quotes that people have said is that it's comprehensive. I keep getting the comprehensive. It's very easy to read. There's so much information, and you could pick up anywhere in the book. Like, you don't have to read it from like front to cover to the end of the book. You can read like halfway through, or just go to a certain section. I have a section about mediumship, and then I have a section about like if you want to learn about galactic star seeds. Like, you don't need to pick any particular start or finish, but everybody seems to be really enjoying how there's so much information, and it's super easy to learn. Like, I didn't even know what scrying means. I can look it up, right?
And it's so funny because Alana we were going through the book, and she like was reading something to me the other day, and I want you to explain scrying, because I haven't gotten to that part of the book yet, but I'm still not sure about what scrying is. Can you explain that to the audience?
Yeah, so if you watch movies from the old times where it's like medieval, or even like if you look at one of the best examples is the Lord of the Rings. And there is
I still haven't seen that one yet.
It's so good. But in the Lord of the Rings, there is a particular elf, and she is able to look at this giant like water like table. It's like a bowl that has like water in it. And when she looks into the water, she can see like Frodo and his team and like what's going on in different parts of the world. So scrying is the act of seeing past, present, future. And you can do it with water, you could do it with candlelight, you could do it with a mirror. But typically you stare at it for a long extended period of time in a meditative state. And some people
are the eyes like squinted, or are they wide open?
You can have squinted, it depends on your like prowess, but most people squint and they'll just kind of stare at that specific object or tool, and you'll see things, and you're supposed to write down what you see and whatnot. So that's what scrying is.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So you want to get to the chat, and then we'll sort of jump into kind of some tips and tools for thriving and surviving an Aries season and all these energies and stuff. See who's in the
So I'm going to say hi to everybody. There's a bunch of highs. And then we have Miss Melissa here. She says, ooh, I need a new book. B-Day coming up, Aries Sun, Virgo Moon, Libra Rising. I'm a Libra Rising too. If you have insight on meaningful changes this year, career, family, or messages from guides, thank you. Blessings.
Oh, I love that. So maybe you could pull some cards for her. But one thing that's really powerful with her being the Libra rising and that Virgo moon, and she's got that Aries sun in the 7th house. One, definitely get Kiara's book. My book's coming out soon, Star Lines and Rhyme Lines. It's going to be at Missy's Mysteries. It's going to be, on my website, everywhere. I'm really excited. We're doing the digital copy first, and then we're going to get to the hard copy. But it's basically, teaching you the basic foundations of astrology. So I'm really excited. It's about 188, 189 pages. It's quite daunting and a lot of work. So I know what you went through as an author, because like right now we're in the home stretches and trying to get it to the printers and this, and like lining up everything and the bleed lines. And my wife she's been handling that because it's way above my pay grade. So just for her, with the Virgo moon in the 12th house, she's very tapped into the spiritual realm. And Virgo moons are actually the most intuitive, not psychic, that's Pisces moon. Most intuitive moon sign is Virgo. And then in the 12th house, it's really her hidden talent is her service to humanity. So this would be a great book for you to buy, The Cosmic Connection, so you could tap in and help heal the world. So I hope that really helps. But also, and this leads into where we're going. With her having the Aries sun in the 7th house, Kiara, and just as we were talking about before the show started and get into Aries season, with Saturn and Neptune, Saturn's in Aries to April 12, 2028. Neptune is there to 2039. All Aries sun, moon risings, the greatest advice I can give you is right now, impulsivity is your adversary. We cannot be impulsive. Think before you move and react. Slow down, and just know that Saturn and Aries can be a frustrating energy, because Saturn restricts time, and Aries Mars, right, just wants to go and initiate, assertive and aggressive. Saturn's like, no. Be disciplined, structured, have a plan, right? Don't be impulsive, and just, and then the Neptune's like, hey, have some compassion and empathy and use your imagination and be creative. So what things are you noticing right now? Because you have Saturn in Pisces, so you survived that, right? And now how are you feeling the shift?
For everything that's changing, I am noticing like a wish to go faster and faster and faster. It is really just trying to be a little bit more patient with timing, because I feel like I'm on top of everything, and then we have technical difficulties or setbacks, or like my internet crashed right before we were supposed to just start talking. So these setbacks have been
the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, right?
Everything has been so challenging to stay on top of it. But if you're putting in some of that discipline to just continue to focus on what your goals are, and then just be patient with the timing, I think it helps a lot. I also got a card for you, Melissa, which is the Queen of Swords. Just so that you can see that. You're asking about career and family. This is the discernment queen. She represents like air and the mind. So making sure that you're actually, having healthy boundaries, cutting off things that are not working, making sure that you set the tone for what you need, and what you are also trying to be receptive of what you need to give and receive from other people. I think that that's really important for you. And then for Aries, since my grandmother is also in the chat, and all of you Aries out there.
Yes, happy birthday, Grandma, and all the Aries.
It's like we want to run the show. We want to run things from behind the scenes. That's like that Aries energy. They want to make stuff happen. They want to rule over the things that are going on in their life. My biggest urge to you guys this year, especially since we're in such a fiery year anyway, he said, like, be cautious of impulsivity, but also like make sure that your heart is in the right place. Maybe you're like kind of your legs are coming out from underneath of you and you're trying to be taking care of something. Like just have a pause before your heart can like gauge where it's at, because maybe your heart is wounded or it's going through pain or there's some kind of stump. Like make sure that you're just feeling out what your heart needs, get it to a nice balanced state, whether that's rest, pause, quiet, whatever. And then you can do like the choices and the actions, you know?
I love that. That's beautiful. And you said something really powerful, the wounding, because one thing that people forget, not only do we have right now the Sun, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune, Mercury and Mars will be coming, but we still have Chiron, the wounded healer, until June 19th, right? Juneteenth in Aries. And it's, going to go in Taurus. It will come back to Aries and then be in Taurus, I think, starting of next year, April, all the way to 2033. And that wounding in transit, Kiara, is still for the collective energy, right? We as a collective, we've got to find our own, and I think of Aries, Neptune, spiritual warrior energy at this time. We have to be our own tribal leaders and leaders in our own community. And we have to properly initiate. This Chiron wound in Aries is about how we are not properly initiating and asserting and taking charge of our own lives and being brave and courageous. And with this transition that you spoke about so beautifully just a little while ago, that's exactly what we're going to have to be, Kiara. We're going to have to be brave and courageous, not be the lone wolf. We got to find our tribe, but step up and be a leader in the tribe, right? Be active, take action, be a part of the group, your fair share, right? And so that's going to be really important. And that Chiron wound is something that as a collective, we all have to heal. So it's heavy.
No, but I love that you said as a group and what you're bringing to the table. This is really important. I've been talking about this on my groups and in every client session. There was a time where we would have someone we would appoint to take care of the tribe. That can still be a thing now, but we really have to participate and have people come up and like be a part of a group surrounding and a group effort. That's going to be huge. Communities coming together, because Aquarius rules the 11th house, which is the house of community. That is going to be the biggest thing that you need to find, is who is your community? Who are your people? And what can you bring to the table? Even if it's just you and you're the one that makes people food, or you're the one that makes people laugh, or you're the one that brings like a good heart or a presence, like whatever that is, just make sure that you're giving yourself that permission and that strength to step up and be that part of the group. There was another comment that's really cool. Miranda said, that's fabulous because everyone has their own niche, that they're really strong. And this is a good way to discover that. Yeah, I think like being able to find like your gifts and talents, like that's why I made the book, because you don't have to do scrying or candle magic. You could do tarot, astrology, I don't know, Reiki, yoga. There's so many niches.
Everything. Yeah. I love that. And that's important, what you were saying, right? It's like, if we all in our little way lead within the group, it makes the group that much more efficient and stronger. And it could just be leading with kindness, compassion, cooking, maybe you're like giving out massages or just like positive affirmations, but we all need to participate. But we need to realize that it's super important that we have our groups in our local communities and over the internet, right? It's so powerful. So I want to ask you, Kiara, what do you practice any rituals on the solstice or the equinoxes? And if you do or you don't, but do you recommend any different spiritual practice for people to do, right? We're just coming off the equinox and this new Aries season, giving birth to the real new year. So good time for the New Year's resolutions. This, when you do it now, they actually last, not January 1st, second week of winter. There's nothing new. Okay. I mean, so share with the audience, like, what do you recommend or what practices do you have yourself?
When I was little, and I'm sure that my grandmother will remember this, but We used to do Easter stuff all the time, and my great aunt, I guess she would be, she's my grandfather's mother, so whatever that is, she would do like a huge Easter thing during this time frame. And obviously, because Easter and Beltane are kind of in the same, they are the same, but they're in the same bracket of existence. I used to celebrate that egg, like during the new transition into spring. I would represent it with the egg, even if that was Easter or whatever. I was obsessed with eggs. You can't see it right now, but there's a bunch of little crystal eggs over there. So my ceremony that I do during this transition of the equinox is I have my cute little crystal eggs, and I'll do like a crystal grid with them just because I think it's beautiful. I'm sure other people will do it more for ceremony, but I think it's like a part of an art form for me. I'll light candles, incense, and if it's around a full moon, I'll just light a candle. But if it's around a new moon, I'll do cinnamon, like burn cinnamon, because cinnamon brings in money.
Yes.
So those are kind of some of the things I do during this time of the year, just because it's super cute and it is like a nice little memory of Easter when I was little, even though I'm not really religious, but I did enjoy that, like, the celebration of gathering the eggs. That was always a thing that we did on both sides of the family.
So I like how you mentioned the cinnamon, because, I hear of these different things, and people putting things on, the front of the house or the door, or whether it's saging or this and that. What do you say to the people who are still a little hesitant, still connected to the dogmatic teachings and religions, that think that could be like, oh, maybe bringing in negative spirits or witches, or it's a sin, or just, they're afraid? Like, how could you kind of make it seem safe for people, spiritually safe, if someone's new to all this and they hear about different practices?
When we're in the church, from what I remember, because I grew up, my family's Catholic and all that on both sides. But when we would go to church, they burn incense, obviously, in the chapel. And they pick specific incense to burn during certain times of the year, which, if you're a very devout Catholic, you'll know exactly which herbs. I am not. I don't know which herbs. But
Right.
When I broke away from that mindset and I went more in the spiritual, kind of whimsical fairy energy, I came across similar teachings in China, where they have something called feng shui. And in feng shui, directional locations were really important for placement with money and bringing in positivity, love, whatever, right? If you
Flowers.
Exactly. If you go into the church, exactly the same. The altar is set up at a specific degree. The incense is in a certain location. The sound is in a certain location. Piano, choir. It's exactly the same. If you go into like the more witchy route, which I wouldn't say I'm a witch, but I have researched everything. They do something called directional intention. In Native American culture, they have the directions, right? So I think it's more cultural, and I think that these symbols, it's thinking about, do these symbols make you feel good? Do the smells make you feel good? Do the herbs make you feel good? If you're not comfortable with any certain thing, like you don't like incense, cool, don't use it. You like flowers, okay, use flowers. You like crystals, use crystals, right? So what are you attracted to? You ask yourself that. Then you say, is this something I'm comfortable with? Does it feel wrong because of what I believe, or does it feel wrong because my body says it feels wrong? And then you decide from there, do I initiate this into my reality, or do I keep it away from me? Because everybody's different. I would say, like, just be more open to what it makes you feel inside, like body wise. Your body will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about it. And if you're kind of afraid, just look up the history. It's not that hard. We have the internet now. So if you're like, what the heck does burning a cinnamon stick on the new moon do? Well, you could type that up and it'll bring up the exact historical reference of where and why and how. And then if you like it, you do. If you don't, don't.
I love that. And I like how you compared and contrasted to make people realize that these rituals and symbols, they're
Similar.
kind of like universal. They're
Mhm.
just coming through a different lens or different authority or different teaching.
Mhm.
And that maybe we shouldn't be so fearful, afraid, or judgmental because it's been going on in all places, even churches and synagogues and temples and mosques
Thousands
for
of years.
forever, right?
Yeah.
So I like you. I like how you explain that. So what is your thought on? And then we'll get back to the chat, and you can ask Kiara. Oh, by the way, too, I did say it in the rhyme, but let's not forget, Miss Kiara is the Libra rising,
Mhm.
the Aries, I mean the Gemini Sun,
Mhm.
right, in the ninth house, and the Sag Moon in the third. So she was born right around a full moon. So for you, I that I'm not sure if it's in your book or not, but I want to get your ideas and your thoughts on it. What about sigils and people creating their own sigils? I hear a lot of different occult people talk about or knowledge or information in terms of symbols, but even creating your own sigils and giving meaning to them. What are your thoughts on sigils?
So I have two parts to it. First part, one of my best friends ever, Becca Briggs, she actually makes her own sigils for her book and for her deck. I have her deck behind me too, and it has cute sigils in it. But what she told me about it, because I was curious about it too, is it's a form of expression of like through writing, how you can connect to lines, symbols, like pictures, and it everything has energy. So if you put intention into a circle, then that
Mm,
circle is going to have symbol meaning presence, right? So I
yep.
immediately look to runes, I look to sacred geometry, and then I look to angel sigils, which you could look up if you want.
Mm,
Sigils to me, I think, are powerful as far as setting intention through writing. Just like when you speak, your words have power. When you
yeah.
write, your writing has power. So if you're angry, you can ask someone who researches and studies writing. If you're angry, it'll show up in your writing. If
Mm,
you're uh, sweet, bubbly, passionate, or you're in love, well, your writing will reflect that, right?
wow.
So
Yep.
I think sigils are another form of expression. I don't personally use sigils except for I use sacred geometry and runes.
Right.
But I don't use sigils in my practice, but I love and respect the people that do because I think it's kind of cool. It's the same as singing or putting your words into magic, you know?
Yeah. No, no. I see. It's fascinating. I'm such a bad artist, Kiara. I don't know if my sigils would have any power behind it, but
You could do a line, bro. Like a line works.
I know, I know. I would have the basic like a line, a circle, and a triangle. Like I don't know what it would be interesting, but you're right. It's about the intention and the energy you put into it. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. So yeah, that's really powerful. Okay, you want to get back to the chat, see if we have any questions and stuff?
Yes, there's a couple in here. First off, everybody that's coming in, hello, because you can have everybody saying hi, hi.
Hey,
There's something from Miranda that says, "What a great way to open all different paths for people." Yes, we have GL5478. I don't know what your name is, but that's your
that's
tag.
Gail.
Oh, Gail. They said, "Hi, Kiara. I purchased your Oracle deck last time. I look forward to getting your book. Yay!"
Oh wow, yeah.
um,
No, Gail's the best. She's a sweetheart, and so is Miranda. So wait, that's really important too. What is your favorite either chapter or topic or section in your book?
oh my gosh. So I studied Carl Jung,
Mm,
and Carl Jung came up with something called the archetypes. So I researched the archetypes and I was like, oh, he has a lot. I don't even know the number. There's like 78 or something crazy. And I was curious about what I could do to research different archetypes. So I used to do retreats once upon a time. And when I did the huge retreat, I noticed patterns with people, and I noticed it before, but when you have people there specifically to work with you, their intention, their energy is on you. You're like spotlight, right? So I was starting to tap into their fields and their energy styles and their auras and how they would like come up to my field. So like if my hand is me, right? Some people's energy would like come up, and then some people were like, please like keep space between us. And then there were some people that were like, they just showed up and they lit up the room, right?
Yeah, the aura was so big.
Yeah. So I researched what the heck that was. No one's come up with anything. There's been things about the auras and like your different types of layers of your cosmic field and all that jazz, which you can learn about all that on my school. But I was like, nobody's writing about this. So I created the empath archetypes. My empath archetype chapter is about Nova, Auto, Endo, Exo, and Void. And those 5 archetypes represent different empaths, or people who are sensitive to energy and other people's emotions. And I just kind of gave them life and research and passion about like, why are these the ones that come up? Why are these the names that come up? And what all that is. So if you get a chance to read that part of my chapter, you'll get to see the different archetypes that I have found in people's auras and their energy fields, because we have different ways that we respond to each other energetically.
I like that. That's really powerful. That's fascinating too. And, you know, that's something that I've noticed over the years, even before I became an astrologer. But then once I became an astrologer, it gave me clarity, right? I'm a Scorpio rising, and I didn't understand when I was younger. I would walk into a room and all of a sudden there would just be so much attention on me. And I was just like, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm not dressed like special. When I was younger, I was dressed kind of fly, but still but then I realized the magnetic energy of the Scorpio rising. And it's sort of like for some of you guys out there who, whether you're a Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, or younger, even Capricorn, when you have Pluto on the ascendant, it's almost similar, not the exact same of being a Scorpio rising, but it's very strong magnetic energy, the vibration. So people for Scorpio risings and Pluto on the ascendant can be extremely attracted to you. There's like a magnetic pull, but some people can be very intimidated, fearful, or repelled by you. And it's just your energy. It's not anything you're saying or doing or dressing or cursing it's just your energy. And so that is really powerful what you're saying, because like I've had to learn, but the empathic side, a lot of Scorpio placements and people with a lot of water energy, especially Scorpio risings and moons, can be strong empaths. Is there anything that you noticed, and I wonder if when you were looking at these archetypes, could you connect it to any of their astrology placements, or did you go that deep with the people to find out about their energy that way?
That's actually also in here with the elementals. Originally, the idea started with the elementals because I was always like, why are there only like 5 or 7 elements? Which in Chinese, herbal medicine, they have wood and metal added to the elements. And then in our elements here, we have fire, water, earth, air, and spirit. So it's like, why are there only...
There's the powerful one.
And I was like, why are there only so many? Like there's lightning and bubble and like all these other elements. So went down the rabbit hole of the elements, attributed the elements to the zodiac, which you could read about in the book. Then I took those attributions of the zodiac and the elements and turned them into the archetypes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I got to get to that chapter. I didn't read that part. Okay. That sounds really cool. Now, were you able to connect like one element to each sign?
Yes. It's so complicated, but yes. Well,
cool.
But it's like, for example, one of my favorite ones was when I think of Leo energy, I think of lightning. And lightning is like creativity, it's spontaneity. It's like you look at it because it's shiny and sometimes it's scary, right? So I was like,
you got to pay attention to it.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's very Leo. And then when I thought of Cancer, I'm like, bubble, because they're in their own bubble. And I'm like, oh, that's bubble energy. I don't know. It was something that I just naturally felt like, oh, that sounds like the energy of that sign. So I gave them each a couple of elements, which is, yeah, you'll see it in the chapter. But I
Okay.
think that all of that's super important, because when you're looking at your different archetypes, you can then discern, like you said, like, am I too much? Am I too little? And it's not judging yourself. It's just
Yeah.
looking at your energy and seeing if you're respecting the field of the people around you and yourself. Like, are you
Mm.
having those healthy boundaries within you and without you, you know?
That's powerful because some people's energy is so big and they're unaware of how they affect others. So that's really helpful to get your book and learn about that. Now I got to ask you, I'm a Virgo. So what'd you give to Virgo?
Oh, for elements?
Yeah.
I gave Virgo metal, because Virgo's adaptive, and metal takes on the energy of whatever other things are around it. So I gave Virgo the metal energy, because they're also metal. If you're out there and you're a Virgo and you're like, I'm metal, it's like, yeah, you guys
Well, that's
have.
perfect because in Chinese astrology, I'm a double metal dog as a
Oh,
Virgo.
that's so
That's,
cool.
yeah, I love that. Oh my God. I really I have to learn more about the Chinese astrology. I know like very, very un poquito, but I know with this fire horse energy and with Neptune being in Aries and Saturn, this is a really interesting energy and time because there is this push for the energy to be more initiating and more masculine and assertive, right? We're having these huge shifts coming from earth and water signs, which is feminine, not female, feminine, which is just more receptive, intuitive, right? Introspective. And then we're going for a lot of the outer planets, including Saturn, which is the last of the interpersonal planets that we can see with the naked eye, going from water to fire. And so Uranus on April 25th will go to Gemini, Pluto's in Aquarius, Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. And so that's a masculine energy, action orientated, right? Initiating, assertive. And so with that and the fire horse year, could the need for speed or to initiate be counterproductive for us as a collective? Or do we need to embrace that and then properly adjust the way our individual charts or energies are to adapt to this overall energy for the collective?
If your masculine self, which is to do, act, make choices, if you feel like that has been getting in your way, or that you've been stumped, or you're falling over your legs, you need to call in the feminine, which is the observation, intuition, and empathy, compassion for
Yeah.
yourself and others. So my thing to answer this is, make sure both of you are balanced. You're masculine, you're feminine. Everybody has it. Every person, no matter what. And those are just terms that we have, yin and yang, whatever you want to use for your term. That is going to be the only way we can navigate the shifts, because the need for speed, the need to make choices and actions, some people, that is a yes, you should be doing that, but that's because you've been putting your life on hold for 18 years, and now you're gonna actually be pushed to like make some choices. Meanwhile, those of us like myself who are just busting our ass, we need to slow down a little bit and
Me too. I need to definitely slow down a little bit. Oh my God.
take a chill pill.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true. Yeah. I love that.
There's a couple of cool questions here.
Yeah. Let's get back to the chat. Definitely.
Miss Sybil, I believe that's a miss. I think. Anyway, it says here, hi, Taurus Sun, Aquarius Moon, Leo Rising. Will I meet my life partner? Thank you. I love these questions because I'm going to tell you straight up the most important thing about this. Love and calling in partnership. Do you feel like you're ready for that? And if you say yes, without even thinking, make sure that you're taking care of whatever your heart needs right now for yourself, so you can allow space and time for that partnership. I did pull the Two of Swords for you, and the Two of Swords is having two paths to take. some people right now, especially with Aquarius and Leo in their chart, that's the entire year eclipse energy, and it's going to go into next year. And so
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
starts July 27th. The Aquarius North Node begins, and then the Leo South Node. But then on June 30th, Jupiter's going into Leo. So this could be a great time for you meeting somebody. Jupiter can represent the husband and its abundance and blessings. But you're also that, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, you're a fixed T-square. So hopefully you're not too rigid and stubborn, but self-love is going to be the place you got to go first, definitely.
but I also think it's like making sure your heart is ready to let go of whatever you're supposed to let go of, because that's what eclipse energy is when it's on top of your chart. It's purging and releasing the things that don't work anymore for you. So just keep that in mind.
Wait, and I'll testify to that. So Leos, get ready, because there's a Virgo South Node, and I've got a Virgo stellium, and the South Node's been in Virgo for the last, like 13 or 12 months, and we got a couple months to go. It's been a lot. It has been a lot. And so you've got to be ready to purge, detox, and release. And for Leos, that's not going to be as easy, Kiara, because at least Virgo, I'm the mutable earth. Leo is the fixed fire.
I know.
Can get very stuck in its ways, very stubborn.
We actually have a Leo guy in the chat too. He's asking. Okay. But we should talk about you guys, because you're the most important people right now. The Leo and Aquarius energies, Leo Sun, Cancer Rising, Pisces Moon. You guys.
Oh, Pisces Moon, that's great. Leo Sun, Cancer Rising.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys you're purging. Like, what do you need to get out of your house, your body, your system, and also health-wise, making sure that you guys are doing some checkups on your heart and your blood, and making sure that you're you're in your joy. If you're not in your joy right now, look for some joy to bring in. It doesn't have to be through another person per se right now. It should be like your passions, because you guys that have the Leo and Aquarius, I know Aquarius is a little bit more technical and you guys are analytical, but you still have this creative thing going on in your heart. So looking for the avenue that you want to play in your creativity, I think that's really important.
Definitely. And I will tell you this too. That Pisces Moon in the ninth house, the mother may have been more of the dominant teacher, because the ninth house is your father's teachings. And then that Leo Sun in the second, when the South Node and Jupiter comes, you may find that your beliefs are, right now very different from your family that you grew up with. And so just, that can be a challenging energy. So honor that. And sometimes we have to have healthy boundaries, even with family, and we can choose our own family. We have to remember sometimes the family, they're just our blood relatives, and it's not saying just cut off your family, but you do have the right, to have those Saturn Aries boundaries. If people are disrespecting you or not kind and compassionate to you, or just shooting down your goals and dreams, then maybe it's time for you to, choose to be in another room, and that Pisces Moon, the veil so thin. Mira, escuchen, more instrumental music. This is for the collective, but any Pisces Sun Moon Rising, more music without lyrics, instrumental. I don't care if it's folk, classical, pop, jazz, hip hop, instrumental music, and getting into the frequencies, the sound frequencies, so it can be very beneficial. So, okay, you guys, I think we're kind of headed that way. Let's do some readings now. I think we should maybe just tag team it together like we've already been doing. You guys can ask your questions and maybe share your Sun Moon Rising, and you can pull cards and then maybe tap in, as you always do intuitively, and do that. And then I can, maybe chime in with the astrology. But before we get with that, I want you to share with the audience everything's down below in the description, you guys, but share your website, your information, and also let them know the type of services that you offer for the collective with your readings.
My main focus right now is my school group. So you can actually find the school at Cosmic Crystals. It's pretty easy to look up. I'm going to send him the link so that you guys can have access to that too, because it's new. I just started it. It's brand new.
Cool, yeah. I'll post it down below. Yeah, I love it.
But you guys can kind of tap more in with me as far as I do coaching. That's my main spiel right now. I created a coaching program that's through the school and then also through Zoom. It's called the Sacred Synergy Coaching, and I actually created a journal for that also on Amazon. It's very pretty. That will also be sent to him, so you guys have a link to that as well. So I'm doing mostly coaching. I'm doing astrology, and then I'm doing intuitive readings. I am thinking about how I'm going to be doing my sound healing stuff because I had to take a pause from the location that I was at.
Okay.
So I'm going to be figuring out if I'm going to do that live or privately. But mainly right now, to work with me, it's coaching, and I could show you how to use these tools. My intuitive readings, and then the school is my obsession right now. So
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, no, a lot of people love school, and it's really a great place. So tell them again the website.
So my website is crystalprophecy.live. That's actually also where you can get the Oracle deck. There's somebody who asked that in the chat. The Oracle deck looks like this.
Yeah, let us see.
It's easy to see on my website. You'll get the guidebook that goes with it, along with the cards that comes together.
Now, how many cards are in the Oracle deck?
So this deck has 77.
Okay.
It is an Oracle deck. It's not tarot, but it is based off of some research of tarot. So, for example, the card for the Emperor is, I believe it's number 1, right? Or is it 4?
The Emperor, I think it's 1. The Emperor's Journey at number 1 in terms of the major arcana, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm just learning tarot because I am with Elena from Searchlight Tarot and our new channel, new show, Stars and Cards Lounge. She's been, as we do our shows, she's been teaching me tarot, and I've been sharing the astrology. So it's a lot of fun. So. But
the attributish, like the numbers, are the same on my deck as they are for the major arcana. So when you look at the sun, the moon, the Aries, which is the Emperor, those are attributed to the same numbers as tarot.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Now, any in particular thoughts or insights that you have, or before we get to the readings, on the Fire Horse year for people?
Yes, I'm going to tell you guys. There's a wave of all the TikTok people doing the Eastern astrology stuff. The most important thing that you can look up for your personal chart, please look up the year you were born and make sure that the date for those Aquarius and Capricorns, because you guys are on the cusp of when the Eastern year changes. See what your sign is. I'm a fire, or not a fire, sorry. I am a wood boar, and he's a metal dog. When you look up those things, please look up that sign in comparison to the Fire Horse year. So how do me as a boar wood, how am I affected by the Fire Horse year? Do not listen to what everybody else is saying about the whole year being one thing, because it's not true at all. It's different for every single sign, every single element for the Chinese zodiac. But the best takeaways that you could see for the year: this is a year about moving forward. There's a lot of change coming for the whole world.
Yes.
That change is abrupt. It's fire. It's passion. It's things burning down and changing.
Yeah.
You'll just have to navigate that. So it'll be powerful, good, amazing if you are focusing on your health, your happiness, your boundaries. If you're having issues with those things, I highly recommend that you get on top of your health, your boundaries, and your happiness, and you'll see good momentum, good movement.
I love that. And that's so important because I've been saying for a long time, right? We have to become the president leaders of our own lives. We need to be maniacal, intentional about our positive self-talk. It's no longer, I always say, retire from negative self-talk. It's no longer your job to talk bad about yourself. And don't be shy. Get in the mirror every morning and night, right? When you brush your teeth and wash your face, pour into yourself. Even if it seems corny or weird, or if you got to fake it till you make it, you don't believe the words, say them, right? We were talking about earlier, writing, spelling, automatic writing, universal law, Bible, Torah, Quran, the word is life. So you have to realize if you speak victory and success and love and healing over yourself, that's what it's going to come, because we're 3/4 water, the earth's 3/4 water. Talk to your water as you drink it, right? Thank you with gratitude for hydrating me. But this is not a time to be like, oh, whatever happens, happens. No, you're not a victim in the 3D or 5D. Be intentional, be precise, be focused with your energy and your words. It's not a game. This is go time. So like Kiara said, health, happiness, right? Boundaries, all that stuff. Don't be flaky and just, oh, whatever. No, it's not whatever. It's like, be intentional, be conscious and present, right?
We have a person that said, how do you balance broken feminine? That's Flower Power said this. Kind
Flower
of,
Power.
yes.
Welcome. Please subscribe. New people, subscribe to the channel and stuff, and make sure everybody in the chat's hitting the like button. So, okay, I'll let you answer that first. Broken feminine. I've never actually heard that term that way.
When I hear someone say like broken feminine, curious about your particular feelings on this, but when it comes to feminine energy, the most balanced form of feminine is being compassionate, observant, tapping into your intuition and more your subconscious and your spirit. Sometimes it's also your emotion, because it's like your feeling of yourself and things around you, right? When it comes to your like broken feminine, I would say maybe you've been wounded. Maybe there's a lot of pain that's come in. Maybe you were, be down in your spirit or things like that, things that hurt. I would say to heal this, exactly what he was saying earlier. Make sure you speak love into your food that you consume. Literally, you say, thank you so much for giving me nutrients. That's all you have to do. It's not woo-woo. It's just energy, because again, words are magic. So if you speak to it, it gives love, it gives life, it gives you love, it gives you life. Hopefully that's through eating, obviously, healthy and clean things for the body. But yes, that helps in a lot of ways for your physical. It helps with your chemical makeup. And then the other part of the emotions, being kind to yourself, speaking kindly to yourself. Like he said, like in the mirror, you say, I love you. It is hard. I did talk to a client about this because I went through a year program of coaching with one of my clients. And she said, it's really hard to say I love you to myself. It's really hard to look in the mirror and think I'm beautiful. My thought to you is, can you have compassion to why you may feel this way? If you have compassion to that pain, like, oh, I was told this, that's why I feel this. Have compassion to yourself, that little part of yourself that's got hurt. And it does help alleviate it a bit. And doing techniques for self-love and looking into self-love techniques, that also helps heal maybe a broken feminine, if that's kind of where you were getting at.
Wow, that's great advice. And I would tell you this, part of that broken feminine is that you have to learn to receive. And part of that receiving and trusting that intuition, and it was great that you said that because it's super important, but you have to be able to receive to yourself from yourself. So even the compliments, right? I tell you, fake it till you make it, but you have to get in there and be like, I am confident, I'm strong, I'm a great wife, sister, mother, daughter, I'm beautiful, attractive, I'm intelligent, I'm patient, I'm kind, compassionate. You got to just do it. And one thing, you may not know this reference, Kiara, because you're too young, but your grandma knows it. And we got to be really like, oh, shucks, Gomer Pyle. Like, it's a beautiful day, just like seriously positive and happy for no reason, just because you woke up. That gratitude is the attitude. And when we were talking about the Aquarius, that's important because it's also the power to the people, freedom, liberation. Aquarius doesn't want homelessness. Aquarius wants everybody to have food, clothing, and shelter. You know what I mean? So we've got to tap into that. And it's part of our own energetic responsibility to vibrate as high as we can, because it raises the collective vibration and frequency of Gaia, Mother Earth, the planet. So push through. I get it. It's not hard. A lot of us have gone through depression, abuse, some people have addictions, verbal, emotional, sexual abuse from childhood, whatever it is, but that is not going to define you unless you allow it to. You are so much more. Okay. So please just let's you are now the healed feminine. You are no more broken, my friend.
I love that.
What else we got?
We got double XULF double X. It says,
Oh,
hi, thanks for being here.
all right.
Scorpio Sun, Aquarius Rising, Leo Moon. The Saturn,
Another 6 person.
yeah,
Wow.
Saturn and Aries in the second house. Wondering if y'all have any insight for how to go through the rest of my Saturn return. That was literally what we were talking about before we got on.
Yes. By the
Yes.
way, now what was their rising?
Rising is Aquarius Rising, Leo Moon.
Okay. Leo moon and the Taurus sun.
Yeah, or
Well,
Scorpio.
one Scorpio sun. Oh my gosh. So that's a lot of fixed energy. The one thing I would say now, I'm going to be a stickler. I'm going to get on you. I want you to go to astro.com, and there's nothing wrong, right? As an astrologer, I don't hate on other astrologers, whether you use Placidus, equal house, whole sign like I use, Western tropical astrology, or the Vedic sidereal. But the one thing that I want you to try is to look at it where if you have Aquarius rising, your second house is Pisces, and that Aries Saturn's in the third house. So there could be a lot of restrictions coming up in terms of your relationships with your siblings, specifically the younger siblings, in your local community, karmic issues with your neighbors, even things about your skills and communications. One thing about Aries and Saturn third house, you got to slow down as you're traveling 50 miles or closer to home, transportation, your local community. But remember with Saturn Aries, Saturn not only wants you to be disciplined, structured, organized, but it wants you, and put in the hard work, it wants you to respond to your abilities. Aries' ability is about being the pioneer maverick, being brave and courageous, not being afraid to initiate. Think about Aries people when you meet them. They are so pure. Aries doesn't want to start beef with anybody. They don't want to hurt anybody. They're the spark of life. They may, run over your sneakers and step on your toes because they got to get to where they're getting, but it's surely not in any mean way. Aries is just determined, and they have to embrace and touch life. So that's Saturn in the third house. Really think about how you're communicating. Think about how you're initiating. And remember, the third house is social media too. So let's show up. Maybe speak a little slower on social media now, because Aries and Gemini, you're like, bah, 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 bah. And just know that in your local community, maybe you need to be the leader of bringing the community together. Okay. I think that would be really, really good. But check out the whole sign system.
I pulled a card for you just so you have one too. You got Justice, so I don't know if you're dealing with legal stuff, but maybe whatever is coming in for Justice, if you are being empathetic to the words that you're using, or just even making sure that what you're using is what you mean. I think that if you put it out there and it's quite literally just a truth, it's not hurting or going against the flow of other people around you, I feel like you're going to receive some kind of justice. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to realize that they had wronged you in a way, like you have the Nine of Swords, like worry or something coming up. So I think that whatever it is, justice is coming, whatever that means to you, and I'm hopeful that that gives you some peace too, whatever's going on with that. And then jumping on that, for those of you that are going through this Saturn return, Saturn returns for everybody are challenging. In the Aries placement, again, Aries is behind the scenes. They pretty much run the show. So if you're kind of thinking like, oh my gosh, like things are just going off the rocker, like it's upheaval, change, sudden, movement, like things that are just like, whoa, just be true to yourself. Always look at like what makes you. And are you doing those things? Are you doing the things that make you, or are you like sacrificing or taking time away from yourself? I think that that's really important for you for some reason.
Yeah, I like that. And also remember, as we are kind of like, in between the Piscean and Age of Aquarius, but no matter what, energetically, the four higher frequencies are always going to be authenticity, love, gratitude, and joy. And so as the Aries, be your true authentic self. It's just that right now, especially to April 12th, 2028, and then Neptune's day to 2039, you got to have more compassion, empathy, grace, and mercy for yourself and others. But you just got to move with a different level of intention and responsibility. Take your time, slow down. People don't realize, right? We got to look at these animals. The ram is actually like visually impaired. So it rams into things head first for spatial awareness, to know where it's at and where it's going. So almost like the tourist bull in a china shop. Well, don't be the ram on the renegade or on the run, and just take a little pregnant pause, slow down, and make sure. Because Aries, Kiara, I don't know if you know this with Aries, it makes me laugh with all the cardinal signs, right? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Capricorn, they complete the mission. They start it, the sea goat climbs up, and they want to achieve their goals, status, the mountain, climb the mountain of success. Aries is the spark, right? Think about it. We just started the new year. We started spring equinox, Aries season. It's the spark of life, right? And that's why that Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees was so powerful. So just be a little bit more mindful and be in the conscious now, because that's really all that really matters, is the conscious now. Okay.
I think that's important for everybody too. Being present is very important right now.
Yeah.
We have another question from Searching Owl. It says, hello, I've been reflecting over my life over 2 years. Will I find my new tribe / belonging this year? I'm a Sag Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Taurus Moon.
All right, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, Sag Suns, girls.
Okay, this is the secret though about Sag women. They are so freaking brilliant and everything. It is the Bachelor, Bachelorette sign, but Sag women are very sensitive. Very sensitive.
They are. So Sag women, Sag men. I was getting excited with thinking about Sag, because when I think of Sag, it is this jump out and do things, action, and they're so intelligent and knowledgeable. So you having Sag in your chart is awesome. That Taurus moon, very reflective, very you want things to stay comfortable. You want things to be beautiful and safe. Sometimes I don't think that always happens for poor Taurus moon people. And then Aquarius rising, you're a changer, mover, shaker, whatever is going on in your life. So if you're looking for a new tribe, you need people who will embrace your spontaneity, your passion, your quirkiness. And then that Aquarius rising, you're a techie in your own way, whatever that means. Doesn't have to mean actual technology, but you take something, dissect it, alter it, change it, make something new, or start and initiate new things. So I think you need people who are open to your awesome ideas and help you maybe make those things happen. The card that I pulled for you is the 6 of Pentacles. That's a really cool card. It's basically the offer card. So it's being able to give and offer energy to other people. I think it's both for you in this case. I think you're supposed to receive and give equally. And I don't think that that's happened in the past. You've given a lot more than you should have. A story of Taurus moon's life. So I think maybe it's time to call some of that power back and look for people who build you up and that are really appreciative of your thoughts and your processes. I think that's really important for you.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Searching Owl, you can always join my tribe, right? The Knowledge is Love tribe community. And it is really growing and soaring. But the Taurus moon in the 4th house, you can also ground in and connect more with Gaia, Mother Earth, spend more time in nature. That's where you get a lot of downloads. But also, the Taurus moon is exalted. And when it's in the 4th house, it can get really into exploring, whether you start growing a garden or have your plants, or maybe you're, doing a lot of baking and cooking, but really tap into the crystals, connect to the crystals. And if you live, if you have a home or you have a yard or a basement apartment, try to get your feet on the grass, tap into the Schumann resonance, connect more to Gaia, Mother Earth. And with the Pluto on the ascendant till 2044, listen, it's time for a parasite cleanse. All of us need to do it as a collective. This is the most important thing. You heard Kiara talk about the health earlier. Well, a lot of indigenous cultures, they'll do a parasite cleanse once a year. There's some that I did research on. They do one each season. Most Americans have never done one in their lives. We are overdue because no one is more poisoned than Americans in terms of through our food and products and skincare and our air and our water. So we all need to do a parasite cleanse. And that's what Pluto and Aquarius is screaming to us right now. Okay, so Searching Owl, reach out, hit me up. All right. Who's next?
Next, we have Miranda, which I believe Miranda's been on before. Thank you so much for the confirmation of the Aries and the Emperor being the fourth card. I always feel nervous on the spot when I'm on film.
Oh, it's the fourth card? Okay.
It is the fourth card. But yeah, so in my deck, you'll see Aries is number 4 as well. But she says here, I don't really have a specific question, but I would absolutely love a card pull.
Cool.
She's a Libra Sun, Leo Rising, and Capricorn Moon.
That's right. She's my Cap Moon sister. I just met Miranda. She came to Missy's Mysteries this weekend. She's a fellow Arizonian, Phoenician, I guess we're called out here, right?
Yeah, I feel like I know Miranda too. I'm pretty sure I know you, but we're gonna pull a card for you here. So what's most important for you to know at this time? You got the Emperor. What the heck? Okay. You got the Emperor. I guess we're supposed to call attention to that. I promise I shuffled. And we have the 10 of Wands for you. So the Emperor is Aries, the ruling of the energy, but it's the opposite of you if you're a Libra Sun self. So I think having a different perspective in this case, putting in the work, I think for a while it was like, especially if you have that Libra Capricorn, very calculated, you have kind of a perfectionism thing going on for yourself, trying to make sure you're on top of everything that's your stuff. Like you want to make sure that you perfect it. You got a Leo rising, so you also want to create or something, build something. I guess it's time to put in that work, but it's like the technicalities behind it. Aries, the Emperor, that's like massive energy. That's like putting in time, building something, creating it, crafting it, building up from like the scratch, right? We got the 6 of Swords, looks like moving on and letting go of something. The Emperor can also represent a male figure in your life. So if you've had to put in a lot of time and energy into a male energy or a person in your life, they're saying it's time to move on. It's time to focus on like what it is that's most important for you, because you put in the work, you did the time, you helped this person out. Maybe it's time to work on your stuff. You got the Ace of Swords. It's like you did what you could. So time to start working on your stuff.
Well, you know, Miranda, back Capricorn Moon, she's definitely a hard worker. But I know right now, I believe she's been helping out her dad a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So she's
well, there you go.
Yeah, he's been a little under the weather, so she's got to definitely help out. But she definitely is a very proud mother. And see, that's the thing people don't realize about the Leo risings, male or female. They are protective over their cubs.
Aww.
Right? They are the parent's parent, the Leo ascendant. And they walk into a room and it's just like, hey, Leo's here. You know, so she's going to really have an interesting time with the South Node and Jupiter coming. There's got to be an increase in the spiritual practice, Miranda. And the key is realize that you being positive and optimistic is going to be like your golden goose for the next year. It's going to really, boost you up, and it may even bring a new boyfriend or male in your life. So good times are ahead.
Next we have, I think it's Aisha Lauder 9995, Leo Sun.
Hey Aisha, she's a Leo. Oh, right.
Moon in Libra, and then rising in Aries. The question is, how do I know my life purpose? I love this question too. I get this a lot. I used to get it all the time in Sedona. So life purpose is directly correlated to your passions and the things that light the fire inside your heart. For example, we give purpose to meaning. We give meaning to purpose. So they're like the same sentence. When you're trying to figure out what is my purpose, what am I here to do? What brings you joy? What brings you fire? What lights you up? What pushes you to make change or initiate? Some people, that is in the arts of money and building a business and an empire and a legacy. Some people, that is me, like doing spirituality and teaching people how to heal themselves and learn about themselves. I think it's thinking about what do you believe in and what like makes that fire in your soul that's like, I just want this to be, I want to change or make this happen. That's what I would say to you. And then looking at your planet placements here, Leo Sun, my goodness, you're supposed to be seen for sure. Libra Moon, Oh,
Well, you know what's powerful about that she's got going on there? That Leo is the Sun Moon sextile is positive, but the creative self-expression. So anything that really put your heart into, and it could be starting your own business. It could be, maybe you sing or you do poetry or you write or you want to be a painter, sculptor, actor, but with that Leo Sun in the fifth house, the world is a stage and everybody's just waiting for you to step into it. You know what I mean? And Leo's either the entertainer or the politician, but they're the creative authority. That Libra moon in the seventh, that is great. You could be like a personal shopper, or you just know how to connect to people in the marketplace, right? The seventh house is contracts, negotiations, not just the marriage and business partner, but that Libra moon, you know how to make people, if you're selling something, you know how to make people feel harmonious and peaceful and want to dig in their wallet and spend money with you. So, but remember, with Saturn and Neptune on the ascendant, Aisha, you need to reach out with me and get a birth chart reading. But with Saturn and Neptune on the ascendant, you're going to be moving differently and your aura is going to be very big. But Neptune on the ascendant to 2039, you're going to become more of a shapeshifter. You may start having some new hobbies, but just be kind to yourself, okay?
I feel like for you too, people, like I feel like there's this justice thing that you want to help people with. I don't know why that keeps coming up, but if you have like that justice energy in you where you're like wanting to fight for someone or fight for a group or something, make sure that you're crystal clear with what you're speaking and saying. And like when you're like helping people feel comfortable, you're doing it from a place of that big love. Cause I think for you, your heart is so big that you're ready to just fight, for what you believe in. I think that's really important.
Oh, and just so she knows too, Aries and Pisces are the two most rare rising signs. Like Aquarius is the most rare sun sign. Virgo is the most common sun sign. But for the ascendants, it's Pisces and Aries. So, and Aries is definitely the most authentic. You are one of one, my friend.
Funny enough, talking about planet placements, I think this question's good for you. Danny says, good placements to know if you could make a living being on social media. That's a good question for you.
Good placements to know social media? So a lot of things. I mean, you want to look at the third and 11th house. I break the third house down more as, your communications and skills over social media, and that's more X, Snapchat, TikTok, IG. I look at the 11th house as the internet, and that's going to be more long-term, right? That's the long-term investments. That's the actual politicians. That's the arenas, hopes, dreams, and wishes. And the 11th house is going to get you into more of like the YouTube and Facebook. But, look at your third house. But I'll say some of the placements that can really help: Pluto in the third, Venus, Jupiter, maybe Neptune. It just depends on what you're doing on social media, right? The sign will flavor the topic, but also, I really help people in terms of even how you show up energetically, the colors you should be wearing on social media, right? What you're teaching, what you're sharing, how you show up. So, I would look at that and definitely reach out, and you can send me an email and ask a question, eric@BigEAstrology.com. But yeah, that third house will give you a lot.
I know that if you have mercurial placements too, Gemini, Virgo, really good for communication, but there's other things depending on what else is going on in your chart. So I feel like he can help you out with that. The next person we have is, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to do my best. FHOEN is a MINTOLE. It says, hello, Biggie and Kiara, just now joining. Will you pick a card? Oh yeah,
that's Phoenix Amatoli. Yeah, you did her last time on the show. I was watching that episode today too.
I'm an Aries Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Aries Rising, and their birthday is 4/4. That's my favorite birthday. That was my brother's birthday. Okay, so in the highest good for us being here together, may I please see what she needs to know at this time? Thank you. You got the moon, interesting, and then 4 of Pentacles. You have some unknowns. There's some things that you're waiting to get some information about before you can actually make a choice. This card is so pretty too, but it's like one of those cards where it's like you don't have all the information yet, I love this. But you see the two little babes there that are howling at the moon, looking at the moon. You got your little crab or your crustacean hanging out here. Looks kind of like a little Scorpio crab thing. The moon energy is just making sure that you're waiting for cycles. You have cycles coming up that need to finish out before you can make a decision. It sounds like it's a financial Four of Pentacles showing up with that. You're afraid to spend or invest in something financially, whatever that is. The Hermit is about going in, doing some reflection. Virgo actually rules the Hermit. So thinking about how you could go within, go in the mountain, think about what you need to do before you need to make this financial change, whatever that is. You have the King of Pentacles showing up with that. I don't know if that's a landlord or if that's a male presence that you have to do whatever the financial thing is with. All I could tell you is you don't have all the information yet. It's probably on purpose that you're not supposed to do something financially right now. So I would just say you're supposed to wait for a cycle to end out. The next moon transition that's probably a little bit better for an opening for you is going to be later on in April. We still have a couple of things that we have to get through at the beginning of April before money is going to flow for certain people. So I think that's part of it for you.
They got that Libra full moon coming up early April, I believe.
So that I think that's because you got your Aries sun. Cool.
Yeah, and she's the Aries sun and rising. So just remember, right, Phoenix. I mean, we're dealing with Saturn and Neptune on the ascendant, and Saturn on the ascendant, you really feel that weight, right? It's like on top of your head, on your aura. Watch out for migraine, headaches, a lot of head massages, maybe some lavender on the pillow, different things. And maybe you get the amethyst and the blue apatite for the bedroom, Pisces 12th house crystals under the pillow and next to your hip and thigh in the bed. But just, Aries season, I'm telling you, it's just going to be different. And for all of you guys, even though we're in Aries season and maybe you're in Aries sun, moon, rising, but even if you're not, we all have Aries in our chart, right? You're the Libra rising, so you have it in your 7th house. I'm the Scorpio rising, so I have it in my 6th house. And one thing we're going to have to be very aware of is how we are responding to our abilities, and are we initiating like with purpose and kind of being fearless, right? But it's weird because it's like a confusing energy, because then you got the Neptune that's just like imagination and rose-colored glasses and being idealistic and unrealistic. So the Saturn is that harsh reality check, and Aries is usually not so dreamy and Neptunian. But they're also not Saturn. So it's like they're smushed in between these energies right now. Think of you as being the Aries sun, moon, or rising, and you're smushed in between Saturn and Neptune, which quite literally today, the sun in Aries is right in between Saturn and Neptune. So there's this karmic responsibility to slow down and also be a little kinder to yourself and others around you and see your own inner magic. Okay.
Don't make harsh decisions right now. Do not make quick decisions. Are not anybody's friends right now.
Nope, not at all.
Phoenix said also, what is your big three, Kiara? I'm a Gemini Sun, Sag Moon, and Libra Rising.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have OG Black Barbie. Ooh, yum. Hello, I am an Aquarius Sun, Cancer Moon, wow, powerful, and then Libra Rising. I have a lot of problems right now. Can you give me some insight? Yes, I already have it. I don't even have to pull cards for you.
That's a new person. Welcome to the channel, Black Barbie OG. Please subscribe, all you new people, and definitely, thank you for coming.
Your Cancer Moon that's going on right now, Cancer Moon, powerhouse. You got a lot of passion, lots of feelings, lots of energy, lots of emotions. Your Aquarius Sun, sometimes you just want stuff to work. You just want to make stuff happen, and you don't know how to get there. So you try to come up with ways to make that happen. Then you have your Libra Rising, which I also have. It's like that wanting to make peace, but you have people causing uproar around you. All I can tell you is you love these people a lot. If they're not healthy for you, you need to find ways to take breaks or pause, or maybe you have to release them from your energy since you're an Aquarius Sun and the eclipses are on your chart. you just need to find ways to have boundaries with these people because they're taking advantage of you. That's what I feel. I pulled the Queen of Wands for you. You are definitely a maker doer. You like to make stuff happen. I can feel that in your heart, and you just want answers. It's the kind of a hard answer. I just feel like you have to purge the people that are hurting you and taking from you. It's time to focus on your self-love.
What's her moon sign again?
Her moon is in Cancer.
Okay, in the 10th house, the Libra rising. So Pluto in the 5th in Aquarius, there's something that you need to transform and transmute and release, different things, maybe power dynamics with the kids, but your creative self-expression. Like, go ahead and do it. Make the astrology and numerology jewelry, make the Oracle tarot deck, like go ahead and do it. But remember, you're going to have Venus starting October 3rd, retrograde on your ascendant. So that time, all the way to November 13th, deep introspection, focus on the self-love. But that Cancer moon, maybe you need to, change your career, but out in public at work, this could be a time for a promotion or a raise. Maybe meeting somebody in public. Jupiter's there. Jupiter can be the indicator of meeting, getting a promotion or meeting, your husband at work or outside of work. But that Cancer moon, you also want to feel like you're connected to family. Whether it's for your career or just when you're outside hanging out with people, like that Cancer moon. And right now, come back into trusting your intuition more and increasing your divine feminine, softening, just let everybody see like how your sensitivities are really good. Because people, people think sensitivity, Kiara, is like a bad word. No, it's not. You're sensitive to energy, frequency, and vibration. Because you feel, therefore you know. And trust your intuition more. Trust what you know, because you know a lot, okay?
Also, last thing for you too, because I think it's important. You have a female, maybe it's a sister or a best friend that's like a sister. I pulled the Judgment card. I pulled the Queen of Pentacles. Just you have your feelings, you have your opinions, you have your thoughts about what's going on with this person. Make sure that those feelings don't get reflected onto you from this person. Like if they're taking stuff out on you and you're internalizing it or whatever, you have all the power to just take a pause away from that energy and just kind of work on you. So maybe that's the person that's like causing a lot of uproar, but you got this. You got this.
Yeah. And that could be a fake friend or an older sibling, right? Because you're going to have this South node coming in Leo on July 27th, and also that eclipse on the 12th of August in the 11th house. So just be aware of the older siblings and some of the people in your groups or, social network that may be a little fugazi and they're kind of jealous or hating on you. That'll be revealed too, okay?
We have Moonlight Love Story saying good evening from Philly. My big three is...
Hey, Moonlight there. Another new person. I love all the new people tonight. Make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe. But I love the name too. Go
ahead. Aries Sun,
okay.
Taurus Moon, another Taurus Moon, and Scorpio Rising.
Like me.
What is
Taurus Sun in the 7th and that Aries Moon in the 6th. Okay. What's the question? What is that?
What is important for me to know at this time? Big heart, big heart. You got a big heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say pull some cards for her.
Yeah. Going through some hard stuff there. I think that for you, Ace of Pentacles is showing up. That's a great card for money and abundance. And the highest good for everyone on this channel. May I please do what is most important for this person to know at this time. Thank you. 7 of Pentacles, you're building something. 6 of Swords, and you have to travel the sun. Oh my gosh, it seems like you're missing somebody. You're saving up to go see someone, or if you're like trying to like save up your energy, because the 7 of Pentacles, you could see here, they're kind of have crops growing and they're building something. I don't know what you're building. You're growing something right now. And then you also have the 6 of Swords, which is the travel card. It can be walking away from something, but it's also like, in this case, it feels like you're trying to save up to travel or do something. The Sun is happiness. So maybe you're trying to take a trip, or you're like trying to go somewhere or see something or someone that you miss or want like really bad. I would say like if you need the push to actually make the pay for the ticket, just make sure that obviously you're doing it and it's good timing for you. But just make sure that it's like you're going because you know it's going to fill your cup and your heart. I think that that's something that's important for you right now. You keep having a female figure showing up too. That Queen of Wands is coming back. Maybe you're missing like a best friend or someone that you love like very much, even if it's just to go to that location. I think that it's really important for your heart. So if that's what you need to hear, that's something that's really important for you right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I know what you've been going through. I'm a Scorpio rising. Okay. So remember a couple of things. It's sort of like a gift and a curse. Anybody Scorpio, someone rising, got to check in with mom. Either emergency C-section, jaundice, umbilical around the neck, something happened to create the Scorpio rising. You're here to break generational curses. The tough part is the ups and downs, death and rebirth and transformation. Scorpio risings go through a lot, especially like every 7 to 10 years. But at the same time, the blessing is that Sagittarius in the second house. You'll never go broke or homeless. The ancestors are looking out for you. It's a very powerful ascendant. When you're dealing with that Aries moon right now, we just talked about it, right? Saturn, Neptune in the 6th house. You got to focus on your health. That's the pancreas and digestion, small, large intestine. So one, slow down. Don't eat so fast. Scorpio rising, can eat fast. You could be dealing with some sinus issues with Saturn and Neptune. But, just make sure you're checking on your mother's health as well as your own. And a lot of meditating, Epsom salt baths by candlelight to manifest. That Taurus sun in the 7th house, you've been through a lot. Congratulations. April 25th, you're going to need to get a trophy and award for all Scorpio Taurus risings because you had Uranus in your 7th house relationships the last 7 years. It's been no joke. So hopefully either you survive the relationship or marriage, or maybe a new one's coming in. And maybe you'll just be excited for Uranus to leave and go to your 8th house. And then all of a sudden, all your clairs come online and psychic gifts. But remember, just what Kiara said is so important. Jupiter's direct now in your 9th house. So this could be a time for publishing a book or going on that vacation. Allow yourself to go. Don't feel so stuck and obligated. Be positive and optimistic and just go and have fun. Okay? Enjoy.
It's awesome. We have a lot of
cheesesteaks in the house. I qualified for pen relays, but I went to University of Maryland, so I used to always be in Philly. And back in the days, the blunt, the 40, and the Philly cheesesteak, I was good. But that's the old school era. But shout out to Philly.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
We have Phoenix saying, which I think this is really cool too, but Pluto is obsession and Venus is passion. My passion and obsession is the same or closely related. Aries, Venus, 1st house. Pluto in Virgo, 6th house. I have Aries Sun, but Sun in the 12th house with Pisces. Interesting.
Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing, Phoenix. I love it.
All right. A couple more here. We got, I think it's GL. Is that Gil or Gail?
Yeah, that's Gail.
What can I do to connect with my inner self more deeply? Virgo Sun, Aquarius Moon, Taurus Rising. What can I do to connect with my inner self? Interesting. Virgo Sun, Aquarius Moon, so mental.
She's so smart too.
Your inner self is going to be through your mind. So you might need someone to engage communication with. You could also do automatic writing, which you can look up if you want to learn about automatic writing. It's really cool for people who are very, very mentally focused. Taurus rising, though.
And she's heavy mental with the Virgo and the Aquarius moon. The Taurus rising, it's been a lot, Gail, right? I mean, the Uranus on the ascendant. So you may feel a huge relief when it goes to your 2nd house.
Yeah, your gifts might be like not blocked, but they might just be like overstimulated right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like you have like some kind of opening coming up. Like you're going to be, the sun. You're going to be able to kind of have like a veil lifted where you can actually like tap more into you. But I would say if something piques your interest mentally, whether it's like a new tool or technique or getting into some spiritual focuses, you could read about some of that stuff in my book if you want. But if you check out different tools and techniques, maybe you can tap in a different way than you've done in the past. I almost feel like it needs to be through channeling or talking too, like some kind of communication thing to help your brain kind of hone in on something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe it could be a creative hobby, Gail. I don't know. I don't know if we've talked about it. Gail's one of my tribe members, and with the Pluto and Aquarius fifth house. I mean, I'm sorry, Aquarius, your 10th house. But the Virgo Sun in the fifth house. Maybe there's something you used to do when you were in high school and college, right? The South Node's there. It's things coming up from the past, but just remember that Uranus, you're at the home stretch, right? April 25th, and it's been on the ascendant for 7 years. So maybe just the energy is going to shift for you, and that may be the thing you need. But I would, it's gotten warmer in New York. Start hugging those trees. Talk to the trees. Always a positive, you guys.
Taking walks for you too might help, because if you're trying to get away from your mind, maybe that's what you just need, is to be in nature, because that's how I do my subconscious stuff. I am so mental with that Sag and that Gemini talking back and forth to each other.
I was gonna say you need a walk in nature, right? That's Sag moon.
And like, it's something about elements for me. Like, I go in the pool when I want to think. I usually like hold my breath underwater and just kind of like take a second to be there, and I get a lot of downloads that way. I also mess with cards a lot. Like, I have all my tarot and all that jazz. It really does help me like disconnect a little bit and get into my gifts. So maybe find one of those kind of more playful techniques.
Yeah, I like that.
We have a lot of confirmation. People are like, right on. We have, thank you so much. You were so accurate. Like, holy cow, you guys are just so awesome. This is awesome.
Thank you, guys. That's great. And please definitely, reach out to Kiara and check out her coaching program, but get her book, and definitely, reach out to me and BigEAstrology.com, book a birth chart reading. I mean, Kiara and I are both very similar in the sense that even though our placements are way different, it's about the intention to be of service to the collective. And I think that's, when you do meet people who are talented and gifted, but really authentic, that's what it's about. Because unfortunately, even though Saturn and Neptune have left Pisces, you're seeing it a lot online right now. There's a lot of people who Kiara, I see this trend on especially on IG. It's weird, but a lot of people are talking about it right now. But like there's a lot of fear mongering or fear talk going on right now in the spiritual community. And I just want to say, like, there's really nothing to fear. You know what I mean? You have to choose energetically the timeline you're on. Mm-hmm. I'm not down with this war and fear and division and hatred timeline. I choose to be on a timeline of love, compassion, and empathy, but also knowing that I'm sovereign and free, but I'm also, responsible, right? You know what I mean? I'm going to make sure that I eat healthy. I'm going to connect spiritually, try to do, and I'm honest, right? I tell you, my goal is to try to do 30 minutes of meditation every day. Some days I do 45. Some days I do just 5 or 7 minutes. But what I do, make sure I show up and connect with gratitude and prayer, meditation, toning, whatever, every day. Don't take a day off. That, I will tell you, is the superpower that you can have right now, and that you can control, right? So, we got this. We got this.
There's 3 people that I'm going to do just a quick read for, because I can feel your hearts. You really want answers. So for Joe Valentine 8.
Hey, Joe, welcome back.
In the highest good for us being here together, may I please see what's most important for Joe to know at this time? Thank you. So, I got chills. Ace of Cups. I got a really overwhelming, like, I have a little bit of like teariness, but it's like, I know that you're like, there's a lot of emotions and there's a lot of feelings, and you're like trying.
What was this question or comment?
You just said, I want a card pull.
Okay. Yeah,
I just know that a lot going on.
It feels energy, yeah.
In your heart, like, just feels like you want to have this clear and this clarity. The Ace of Cups is the Great Cup, like, card for releasing emotions. It's like, if you think that there's this buildup, or you're like lost, or you're feeling a lot of emotional stuff. Like I feel like you're supposed to be tapping more into your feelings and allowing them to come forward. You have the Ace of Wands showing up with it. These are power cards. Like to get 2 aces, it's like new change, new beginnings, new emotions, new relationships, like things that are coming together. Like allow those things to like come for you and come toward you. I think that's like what you need to know at this time. It just feels really important for you. We have Numera, Lytix. I'd like an oracle reading. You're 820, so you're on the cusp, Leo, Virgo, right?
Yeah, that's she's a Leo. That's Numeralytics. That's Queen Bee. She's an amazing, brilliant astronumerologist. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what's most important for you to know. Whoa. I got like Atlantis stuff. I don't know if you're tapping into Atlantis stuff, but holy cow. I would say
knowing
like,
Queen Bee, she probably is tapping into it.
Dude, like I have stuff on here. I don't even know. I'm not going to say too much like in chat, but like your biggest stuff right now is like tapping into your past life stuff, like building magic and tools. Like I pulled the Moon and the 5 of Cups. I think you're frustrated that something's not like crystal clear, like a gift or a talent's not coming in like the way you want it to. But I mean, you got the 9 of Cups showing up, like you have so much to offer. So it's like it will find whatever click that it needs to click into place. But whatever you're doing, dude, powerful stuff, huge chills, like you're on the right path, whatever it is. And maybe it's also a different ancient culture. Like, I don't know if you've looked into starseed stuff, but maybe you should merge or look into it and then see if you can find a way to merge some of that galactic powerhouse stuff.
Yeah, Queen Bee. Maybe you connect with. Remember, Rebecca came to the tribe and do, or even Kiara. I think you do the Akasha Records too. Maybe Akasha Records reading would be good for you, Queen Bee. Stuff like that. But remember, Jupiter's coming to your 8th house and the South Node, so it's like 2 interesting energies. But there's going to be some things coming up to help you tap into your inner mediumship gifts. Your spouse's resources could, increase, but also connect more with the herbs and the crystals too.
Yeah, success, 6 of Wands, like your stuff's coming in. You got some powerful magic you need to be rolling out, whether it's a program or, I don't know, girl, you got some cool stuff. Miss Gloria, your heart. It's been a challenging 6 months. I hear you. You're great. Good job. You're like, you're over that crap. Health, been working with my spirit team. I think is gently pulling me through, trying to think positively as regards my finances. And then her birthday is January 3rd. So you're a Capricorn. For people who are sitting in that Capricorn fuzz, I like to think of it as, it's almost like a new paradigm shift, because we're moving out of Capricornic societal structures, where Capricorn is like building and the market and the money and the program and the
big shift.
Yeah, so we're like moving out of that, and now it's like you got to find your new way. And for you, it says here that you're born from 1960, so maybe it's like a new way of tapping more into who you are, like on a deeper level, whether that's through researching more about yourself, like where did my family come from? Am I more curious about opening up to new skills, talents, abilities? I think your heart, your health, your body is asking you to stand up and like get more into things that spark your heart and that bring you more like, I'm going to do a different thing now. Like maybe it was something that seemed like it was out of the box a while ago, but maybe it's time to start stepping into a different focus. Capricorns are powerful people. You guys are the structure system people. You're the one that makes stuff happen. So I feel like you're is looking for something new, and maybe you just need to research what passions will spark that up in you again.
Yeah, Gloria, you've got a lot of powerful energy, and obviously, Gloria is we're actually in a class together right now, so she's really learning new stuff, learning cardology and different things. But you got to also, I think, Gloria, connect more to nature, and that's something you could probably do, with your husband and stuff, going for walks. But right now that Jupiter is like opposing you. So make sure you're just aligned with your beliefs and trust your intuition more. You are very intuitive, so don't question, don't doubt yourself, Gloria. Okay, you're amazing. You got to
She
remember that.
said she's actually March 1st Pisces.
Oh, Gloria's. Oh, I thought you said January 3rd.
I thought so too, but it's because it's backwards. So it's the 1st of March.
Oh, okay. So this may not be the Gloria I know, but anyway, but even so, March 1st. So right now, right, you still got Mars, Mercury and the North Node in Pisces. Dream the dream. But this is the time right now, today and tomorrow, we have a grand water trine, true black moon Lilith in Scorpio, Mars, Pisces, Jupiter, Cancer. We can manifest greatly through water and trust your empathic intuition. Tonight, after this is over, or tomorrow, everybody take that Epsom salt bath, tap into crystals, use shungite. Missy taught me that shungite is the best crystals for the bathtub. It doesn't damage the crystal. You could put whatever you want in there, but shungite is a really good crystal for that. But really just, get into the manifestation. We have to understand, just like what Kiara and I were talking about, right? Sigils and this and that and rituals and meditations, but manifesting through water is very powerful. And when you work with this grand water trine energy, we're talking about Mars and Jupiter and Lilith, that's really tapping into your intuition and initiating your optimistic beliefs, tapping into the divine feminine, divine masculine, but knowing that, think of Mars and Pisces, that's like the warrior, like the blade, right? Cutting through the ocean, right? Anjali Seagrass said that when she was on a couple of episodes ago. So really just tap into that and you're going to be good. But remember, more compassion, empathy, grace, and mercy for yourself first. Self-love.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe also, like, if you have something going on in your life where you were a part of like old systems or thought processes, again, regardless of like being a Pisces or a Capricorn, like the old structures are shifting. So for whatever reason, you're supposed to know that, like, it's important for you. And it's looking into things that you are like wanting to embrace more. Like this, there is like something in you. Obviously, you're in this chat because you like spiritual stuff. So maybe there's like an avenue that you need to be tapping into for play, Yeah,
that's great.
Phoenix said the jury is still out on my spirit team. Don't know if I have one. So quick message on that. If you guys want to work with your spirit team, sometimes they're ready to speak to you and sometimes you were not ready to talk to them. So if you do want to speak to your spirit team, your subconscious is the best place to do that. Some people use tools like cards, pendulums, automatic writing to talk to their team. So if you want to try to talk to your spirit team, we all have them, period, no matter what, because you can't be here without a team. Maybe use automatic writing. I honestly didn't even know how powerful it was until I did it recently. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay more attention to this tool.
Yeah. It's been a long time, but I'm going to get back to automatic writing too. I mean, I do so many other things, you know what I mean? It's kind of funny. I saw somebody on Instagram, but they were like talking about like, don't even talk to me if you don't realize we're in a matrix or a simulation. If you don't meditate, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, if you don't automatic writing, and I was just like cracking up because I was like, wow, I realized how much I've shifted and changed in my own world and reality. Because like there are so many things that I do that are like, I guess connecting spiritually that are just become everyday part of my life now. You know what I mean? Grounding and earthing in nature, meditating, breath work, this, that, like, whatever. And obviously my service to the collective as an astrologer, but it's just so fascinating. And it feels good, you guys. The breathing, just noticing your breath, right? Slowly inhale with 4, hold it, slowly exhale out of your nose or your mouth, up to you, but both are really good. But, in and out, right? And just like really get in tune with your breath. The breath is spirit, right? So it's really important. All right, we got 1 or 2 more before we wind down.
People are just kind of, there's Gail, I think, says signed up for your membership. Yes. We have Phoenix, my North Node in Pisces, 12th house, teaches me to let go, let God, surrender. Yeah, I mean, I'm really appreciative of all you guys, especially with Eric. Like I met him serendipitously, and I think that us all talking to each other is really important because again, community, having conversations, tapping in, just having this connection is like vital because it makes us more in tuned with each other, gifts, and our magic. You know.
No, it's super powerful and beneficial. And you know, you guys, like I got to tell you, this young lady is really spiritually gifted. And you know, my wife and I actually attended her book signing, and it was really fun, interactive. Get her book, connect with her, and just, you know, really you're gonna love it and appreciate it. And everything, descriptions down below. I will put up on my YouTube channel where I put my posts. Next to her graphic, I will put her two links. She's going to send them to me. I'll put them in the description of this episode as well. But I'm also going to put them on a YouTube post so you guys can connect to her school. And what was the other link for your school and for?
The program is in the school, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, the Sacred Synergy Journal. So if people want the journal.
Yes, so the journal. Yeah. So we'll share both of those, but definitely, you know, tell them the website again. And wait, before you do, I want everyone in the chat, right? Not only subscribe and like, but tell them where they can follow you on social media. And please comment on the show after we end it in the next minute or two. Come back and leave a comment because it does help it grow in algorithms, and share it with a friend. You don't know what Kiara or myself said tonight that may spark your friend that's like on the precipice of awakening, or just awakening and like really overwhelmed and confused. Like, we've got to stop being like spiritually shy and feeling like, oh, we're too different or weird or ostracized. What's going on right now, more and more people are getting spiritually like charged and hungry, and they're curious. They want to know. So this is the perfect episode to share on your Twitter, your X, your Facebook, whatever, or just text it to a friend. Trust me, you don't know. They may be they may have said no 20 times. They may be ready tonight. Okay.
The website is crystalprophecy.live, and then my YouTube is crystal_prophecy. That's the same as my Instagram, crystal_prophecy. I'm releasing a lot of videos, how-tos, anything that you're curious about for some of the stuff we've talked about, all the teachings from my book, that'll all be on there for you guys. There's a person that says here, Golden Sun Kiss 5099. I've been listening and I'm new, very hesitant to even engage here. The reason
don't be hesitant.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the reason I wanted to say that really quick. I'm like, don't be hesitant. Everything is love, acceptance. I know that for new people and people who are starting to wake up, a lot of these topics are going to be a little intimidating because you're looking for people who are not only authentic, but that will hold space for you. So if something feels like it aligned, if it feels like it resonated, then keep it, embrace it. If it doesn't feel like it aligns, then you're welcome to release it, whatever works. But I think if you are scared or whatnot, there are other ways that we can all connect to through each of our little channels and teachings and connections. So
does she know? Does ask Golden? Maybe you want to share in the chat if you know your sun sign or your moon and rising too. Maybe you can share that. But I just want to say that that's why I mentioned that earlier, right? And it's perfect. She's like the perfect example. You guys, come April 25th, when Uranus enters Gemini and then Neptune and Aries, you're going to have droves and droves of people. Look at the war, the Epstein, all this foolishness. More people are going to just be pricked with this like magical stardust and awaken. Uranus and Gemini, people are going to be finding that they've got a lot of spiritual gifts that they didn't even know they were laying dormant. Clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient, premonitions, like psychic mediumship, like things are going to be moving. 2026, right? And we've got the human design prophecy in 2027, right? The collective leaving the solar plexus and entering into the heart chakra. Times are changing in every modality, every aspect speaks to it. So I want you to breathe, trust your intuition. There's no bad or silly questions. And both of us are here to hold space for any newbies or people who, and trust me, that's why I was saying earlier, remember I said to you, like, I get it. There's some people who still could be very caught up in organized religion, and that's okay. There's no judgment, shade, or hate for anybody anywhere, right? I don't believe in spiritual arrogance. It's terrible because you see that kind of spill in, right, to the spiritual community. And it's like, nobody's better than anybody. We're all just trying to be or do the best that we can. And to navigate these energies, it can be a lot. So please, get Kiara's book, reach out, connect with me and her. Like, you've got support out there, and I'd be honored to help you in any way possible, even if it's just answering a question, okay?
Golden said that they are a Scorpio Sun Rising Libra. And then they said, why is money a struggle?
Okay, you're a Libra rising, Scorpio Sun. Let me know if you know your moon, but money is not a struggle. I want you to change the verbiage, okay? Your financial money and blessings is abundant, and it's coming to you from multiple directions every day. And you need to start speaking that daily in the mirror. You could even do Nikola Tesla journaling, 3-6-9 method, 3 times in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, 9 at night. What are your desires? Don't tell the universe you want anything. That's a spirit and energy of lack. Thank it for all the money that's coming to you with gratitude. Talk about it in your water. Like, you know what I mean? These things do work. This is not just spiritual woohoo. There's scientific studies that show, right, how our words can affect the water, the plants, nature, everything. Talk to the trees. They're there for you. The mycelium network. Like, we have to reimagine our reality. I will tell you, I was on the other side. I was in coma for 40 days, and I will let you know that, you do have eternal life. And the astral plane, it's almost, just imagine like your ancestors that are gone. They're right here with you in your apartment or your bedroom, your home right now, as you're watching Eric and Kiara. Your loved ones that are gone, they're right there next to you. So just believe in miracles and know you are not alone. And like she was saying with the spirit teams and spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, they want to help you. So just try to find ways to connect. Okay.
2 cards for you, and then we're probably going to close up here. The Queen of Wands, which I believe is you, because you're like a magical person from what I feel. You have like a lot of energy and manifestation that you work with. You said here, I've been practicing talking to water this month. That's awesome.
Oh, great.
You have the 7 of Cups coming up for you. Lots of options, lots of choices in front of you. I think that something that you have to think about in order to hit the frequency of abundance is also making a decision to tap into whatever the call is and not have like, there's so many options. It's like, which one do I take? Like, I'm afraid if I take this one, I'm going to lose out. You have to kind of make a choice. And then when you do, make sure that it's something that feels like it's on that energy of abundance, like that work that you want to put in, that's going to give you the benefit, that's going to pull in the energy. I think that you're already got this magic coming in. You got a lot of awesome energy there's like a line that you're supposed to be taking and following. And like, I feel like you're worried that if you do something that you're going to take away from your abundance, but you won't. Your abundance is right here for you.
I love that. And you're very empathic, and you have water signs in your money houses. So definitely please reach out. Eric at BigEAstro.com. I can help you. Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Oh my God. Thank you, Kiara. This was just as amazing as the first time, if not more. And it was so great. You guys, please follow her on YouTube and IG. Reach out to her school. I'm going to get, she'll give me the links. I'll share it here in this episode. So come back and leave comments as I asked you to. That will help it grow. But don't ever doubt your inner light and your gifts. And you're more amazing than you can ever imagine. And, forgive people that have hurt you and wronged you. Mom, dad, siblings, school teacher, principal, ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, ex-wife, husband. Let it go. Forgive, because forgiveness is a gift to you. And you've got to change your words and your inner dialogue. You are amazing. Can sound kind of corny, weird, hokey, whatever. You can label it whatever you want. But I'm telling you, energetically, when you shift your mind and your consciousness and you speak high vibrational words, loving words to yourself, about yourself, and to others, it just changes your life. It's that simple. These are things we can control, right? We can't control war and files and, people going to jail for the things they've done wrong. That's not happening. We can't control that, but we can control our own heart, our own compassion and empathy, our own spiritual practice and mindfulness. So thank you, Kiara. This was great. And everybody, please, leave a comment so the world and more people can learn about the amazing Kiara. I will see you guys on Thursday. I'm going to come on early before the college basketball games start. I am a little half Cro-Magnon man, sporty. I'll be on 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking about Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus and Aries in the birth chart. And please sign up for my astrology course, The Basic Foundations of Astrology. It starts Sunday, April 5th, 10 weeks, $700. We have Mother's Day and Father's Day off. We have payment plans. You will learn how to read a birth chart, signs, planets, houses, aspects, chart rulership, house rulership, annual perfections, second-hand progressions. If you want to learn this ancient wisdom called astrology, sign up for my astrology course on BigEAstrology.com. I also have payment plans, and just reach out, Eric at BigEAstrology.com. Kiara, you are the best, my friend, and thank you so much. This was so much fun. And bye, everybody.
Bye.